Hello, my name is Ankit Alex Hasta. You are 15 CS258, and I'm making this video to explain you about the program I have made for the linked list data structure lab, and its aim is to implement a linked list. So first, I will include the required header files, that is IO stream. It will allow the user to input, output, and all. Next is I will make a structure list. So inside the structure there will be the two data members in dat and list next. This dart part, this will create a node, and this dart part will store the data part of the node, and next will store the address part of the node of the linked list. So now we have created the basic element, that is building block of the list. Next we need the functions. I have made few functions. First I will initialize these functions, that is end front, end mid, and last, delete. These are the functions you require for entering, inserting an element, or deleting and displaying the linked list, which we will define now. So starting with end front, this function is required to insert an element on the front of the linked list. So first we will make a new temp variable, so it will make a brand new element, which we can later tailor it into the linked list. So first of all, this we have done. Next we will take an input and enter the data into the data part of the temporary, and we'll initialize the next part, that is the address part of the node, to be null. And in the head, in the structure part, I have initialize a head. This will always point to the front of the list. So now and we'll initialize null. So this, when head is equals to null, it will denote that the linked list is empty. So first we will during inserting, we will first check whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, then the element we have just made will become the head, because it will be the first element. But if it is not empty, then what we will do is we will we will add the address of the head in the next part, that is address part of the element we have just made. So it will enter in the beginning of the element. So that's how the inserting in the front works. Next is and last. Here we will insert at the back of the list. For this, the first part will be the same, that is the creation of new element and checking whether the list is empty or not, and if it is empty, then making the head. Next part, if it is not empty, and we need to insert it in the end of the list. So for that we will first transverse to the end of the list, for which we have used this while loop, and we have transversed by jumping to each element and till it reaches the last element. When it reaches the last element, we will just tailor the temporary element we just created into the last element, that is we will put the address of temporary in the next part of the last element, and thus we have tailored this in this part. So we have next is search function. The search function is to this will search element entered if it's present in the list. That's all. For that, I will again transfer to each node and then check whether the data part is similar to the inserted inputted part or not. Next is end mid. In this, we will enter any element in the middle of the program, that is anywhere. First it will ask the user to input a element, after which the element we accept from the user will be inserted. So for that, we again create a new part, and then if the head is null, we will make it head because it's empty. But if it's not empty, we will first transverse to the element that we need, that user has inputted, after which he has to input the this new element, which will transfer to that, and then we'll tailor that part, that is the address of the new temp will be the next address of the element which we reached, and the next of the element which we reached will be in the address part of the new element which we created. So this way it will be like integrated into the linked list. Next is delete. For deleting, I'm deleting from the front of the list. So I will just for deleting, first I will initialize a temporary variable and assign it head. Then I will transfer the head to the second part of the second node of the list, and then delete the first node. This will do if the list is not empty, but if it is empty, that is a pointer or head is equals to null, then it will just print that the list is empty and on. So we have done our function which we need for the linked list. Next is the main function. For main functions, like I have made a menu. It will ask the user for choices, and will continue asking choices until it exists. So this is all that, and that's how like my program works. So let's try out some samples. So as you can see, it asks the user to like insert at last, insert at middle, search a number, delete number. So like we will insert from the top. First is insert at the top. So oops. So we have inserted three elements, 1 2 3, and it has been entering from the top, so it should print like 3 2 1. So let's print. So now if I try to insert from last a number, so it should come like I'm inserting 4, so it should come like 3 2 1 4. Let's try. So as you can see, 3 2 1 4, it's coming, so it's inserted from the last. Next we will enter a number in the middle. So insert the number which you have to insert in the event. So which number we will enter, after which we have to enter. So we will enter after 1. Let it be 87. So as you can see, after 1 the 87 comes. Now I want to delete an element. I have deleted one element, so from top it will delete. So the third 3 that was at the top of the list has been deleted. Now let's try searching an element. Let's try 87. So as you can see, it says that 87 is present in the list, but if it is not present, for that I will search again. Like 3 is not present presently, so it is not present because you have deleted it. So that's how my linked list program works. Thank you for watching.